Human beings are curious by nature. We ask questions, we test boundaries, we reach outward, even when doing so is dangerous. We are also capable of deep empathy, of love, of care for one another. And yet, when fear takes hold, we build systems to restrain all of it. Safehold lives in the tension between love and fear, between empathy and a faith hardened into certainty. This is Future Scene, science fiction as a way of understanding ourselves before we arrive. Today we'll talk about the 10-book series from David Weber on Safehold. Before Safehold becomes a story about belief or power, it is a story about trauma. Humanity is nearly exterminated by an alien species, the Gababa, not defeated, not humbled, almost erased. And the Gababa are not gone. They are still out there. The fear that shapes Safehold is not imagined. It is not symbolic. It is earned. Curiosity made humanity visible. Technology made it threatening. And progress made it vulnerable. Survivors do not respond with ideology. They respond with fear, but also with confidence. The original command crew believes they finally understand the universe. They believe they know what humanity did wrong. And so they decide not just to protect humanity, but to decide for it. They will slow progress. They will suppress curiosity. They will design a system that prevents humanity from ever becoming visible again. They are traumatized, and they are certain. So religion becomes the foundation, not because it is false, not because it is cruel, but because it can explain the world. It offers meaning without experimentation, order without inquiry, certainty without risk. Religion competes directly with curiosity. It answers questions before they can be asked. It turns restraint into virtue, obedience into safety, and faith into survival. For generations, this works. Religion builds community, encourages kindness, teaches people to care for one another. In Safehold, religion is not a lie. It is a successful system. But power changes the people who hold it, not all at once, and not intentionally. Responsibility becomes authority. Authority becomes identity. Identity becomes entitlement. And those tasked with protecting the system begin to protect themselves with it. Doctrine hardens. Dissent becomes danger. Control becomes moral. And power does not announce its corruption. It just stops listening. It stops having empathy. What makes Safehold work is not just the scale of this series or its ideas. It's also the way that David Weber grounds them in people, families, marriages, children, generations who inherit rules they did not choose. We don't experience this world through abstractions. We experience it through the kitchens, workshops, churches, homes, and offices, through parents trying to protect their children, through leaders justifying hard choices, through ordinary people navigating extraordinary constraints. And that's why the system feels real, because it feels human. Curiosity becomes the enemy, not because it is immoral, but because it is unpredictable. Experimentation threatens certainty. Discovery threatens doctrine. Questions threaten power. And the system does not hate curiosity. It was built because of what curiosity once cost. Power and a desire to maintain it becomes more important than what the system was built to maintain. This tension becomes human in the conflict between Charis and the Inquisition. Charis represents faith grounded in empathy, belief and confidence expressed through love, responsibility, and care. And the Inquisition represents faith grounded in fear, belief expressed through certainty, control, and suppression. Both claim to protect humanity, but only one allows humanity to remain human. This is why Nimue matters. Nimue allows us to see ourselves in the story, and also to feel some agency in the outcome. Nimue is curious, perhaps occasionally reckless, always compassionate, and never naive. Brilliant, but as it turns out, not alone. She understands the fear that shaped this world. She understands why humanity needed to hide. And she also understands something harder, that hiding forever is not the same as surviving. The problem that Nimue faces is not simple. It is not technical alone. It is an ideological. It is really human. How do you move forward without becoming visible again? How do you preserve memory without reigniting fear? How do you change a system without destroying the people living inside it? And Nimue does not solve this problem only with technology or force. She solves it with empathy and friendship and love. What makes Nimue extraordinary in the story is not that she has all the answers. It's that she really recognizes the people around her that can help to solve the problem. People who love their world, even as they see behind the veil. They don't abandon their faith. They deepen it. They don't reject their society. They choose to improve it. And they do it together. Nimue's ingenuity and passion and energy only works because others choose to carry the truth with her. Because love creates trust. Trust can create courage, and courage makes change possible. This is not just a lone genius or hero story. It's a story about community. And it's a reminder that no system, no matter how rigid, can fully suppress human curiosity and human connection. We find even in the very beginning, in the roots of Safehold, that Shanwei and her husband seed the eventual fall and failure of the system because they ultimately understood the essential need for the memory of why humanity needed to hide and from what to survive. For that reason, the system cannot last forever. But power resists adaptation. Fear is justified. The Gaba still exist. But when certainty replaces just judgment, systems built on certainty cannot evolve. Safehold does not promise that love will triumph. It does not promise that fear will disappear. What it suggests instead is that survival depends on memory and community, not control, not certainty, but remembering why fear made sense, while choosing not to let it rule forever. Safehold works because it lets us see ourselves inside the system, in the families, in the faith, even in the fear. It reminds us that the future will not be decided by ideas or technology alone, but by ordinary people living inside extraordinary constraints. The future is not shaped by technology alone. It is shaped by what people fear, by what they love, and how power can change them. If you recognize yourself in these tensions, in the pull between safety and growth, between certainty and compassion, then Future Seen is a place to think through these things together. You're in the right place.